Hey there, this is Shaheen from the Toasty Family Trails. It's nice to see you back again. Now, this lesson today is a continuation of a prior lesson that we did, and that lesson was about synonyms for the word happy. Today, we're going to talk about idioms for the word happy. Now, what are idioms? Let's make that a starting point for today's lesson. Idioms are expressions and phrases which are typical to any language, right? And if you're a native speaker, then you often use them and you're familiar with the meanings. But for people who are learning English as a foreign language, you're an ESL learner, then you definitely find it vague and puzzling. You don't understand the meaning clearly because idioms are not supposed to be taken for the literal meaning. They have a hidden meaning. So let's discuss that. And talking about native speakers, do you want to learn idioms, or do you have to learn idioms so that you sound like a native speaker? Well, I don't think that that should be on your list of objectives for learning any language, because native speaker proficiency, it's not a language level. They are just more fluent with that language because it's their mother tongue. You need to learn any language because you want to be able to communicate well, clearly, and beautifully. So let's put that goal on your checklist, okay? And let's get started with today's lesson. So the first idiom that we're going to discuss is on cloud 9, which means you are absolutely happy. Now, let's think about how we got down to this idiom and how did it originate, okay? Now, this originated when in the 1800s, the International Cloud Atlas, they classified all the clouds and they put them into categories and they numbered them. So the 9th cloud was the cumulonimbus. Now this one was a fluffy and very beautiful cloud, and it rose to a height of 10 kilometers. So when you feel that you have escalated in your happiness, when you are rising higher and you feel so light-hearted and happy, you are on cloud 9. For instance, when I had my first child, I was on cloud 9. If somebody gets their dream job, they would feel like they are on cloud 9, okay? Or if you're selected for something, for a competition or something you want to be a part of, you would feel like you're on cloud 9. Now, from the clouds, let's hop onto the moon for our next idiom, which is over the moon. Right? Now, this comes from a popular nursery rhyme which says, the cow jumped over the moon. Let's keep that association in mind. Visualize that image so you can understand what's the meaning of this idiom. When you're over the moon, you are so high with happiness that you feel that you've jumped over the moon. So, for example, when my daughter got her pet kitten, she was over the moon. Or when somebody got a big surprise gift that they really wanted to get, they feel like they're over the moon. I've been house hunting for a long time, and when I get my dream house, I will feel like I'm over the moon with joy, okay? So I hope that's clear now. We were on cloud 9, then we went over the moon. Now we're going to come back to planet Earth to talk about our next idiom, which is top of the world. So when do you feel like you're on top of the world? Absolutely when you feel like you've achieved it all, or when you feel great, okay? You feel like you rule the world. So you're having your dream job, you have great family life, you're content, you have a great circle of friends, and you are really blissful and content. So you are on top of the world. So then when somebody asks you how you're feeling, you say, oh, I feel I'm on top of the world, all right? Or supposing you're a student and you're trying to get into a prestigious university and you get that letter from them of acceptance, you would feel like you're on top of the world, all right? Now, let's go to the next idiom. The next idiom is nothing to do with a great degree of happiness. It's something about being content and satisfied no matter what. It's like those people who are, they're humble and little things give them joy and they look pretty snug and happy. So you can call them, you can say that that person is one happy camper. So happy camper is our fourth idiom of the day. All right, when do you use happy camper? Or let's talk about how did this originate. Well, in the US, this comes from the US tradition where people, parents would often send their kids to summer camp. Now, kids reacted differently to being sent to the summer camps. Sometimes kids were really happy. Some kids were really happy. Why? Because they were away from parental supervision and they enjoyed the great outdoors, while others felt really dejected, sad, and they felt homesick. They pined all the time. They wanted to be back home. So you can use the word happy camper in both connotations, negative and positive. You can say that somebody was not a happy camper, or you can say that somebody is one happy camper. For instance, when we moved to Georgia, my son was not happy at all. He couldn't relate to the friends at school, so he was not a happy camper at all. Or I can talk about my niece when she finally found her apartment and she moved into it, so she was one happy camper. So now you know 4 different idioms that you can use to express your happiness. Let's go back and try to remember all of them. We started by being on cloud 9, which means you're very happy, you feel light and happy, and you feel like you've achieved a lot of things, so you're on cloud 9. Okay, like we can say that somebody was trying on their wedding dress and she felt like she was on cloud 9. Next, we went over the moon. When you're overjoyed, when you're so happy, you are over the moon. All right, like for instance, you get your dream job or you get selected for university, you feel great, you are overjoyed, then you're over the moon. Then we spoke about feeling on top of the world. When you've achieved it all, you feel like the king of the world. You can say, I'm on top of the world. I have my thing running for me, everything going smoothly for me. Next, the last idiom we spoke about was about being a happy camper. As I said, you can use this one not to talk about great degrees of ecstasy and happiness, but about being content and feeling satisfied and happy and comfortable. So you can say somebody is a happy camper because they're feeling content, or somebody is not a happy camper because they're not feeling content or they're dissatisfied. I hope you find this lesson helpful. Please go ahead, give us a like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you soon next time with another helpful vocabulary lesson. Bye.